In order to conduct this lab today, you're going to need to put the fossils in order from oldest to youngest. In order to do that, you've first got to cut out each one of the 9 cards. I've only got 6 here on the screen, but you have the other 3 in hand. Once you've got them cut out, the instructions say to start with sample 2. Sample 2 has got an entire selection, however you want to say that, of Globus slimeus. With Globus slimeus, it is the first one. It's our starting point. So once we do that, we need to focus on all the other samples that we see Globus slimeus in. So if Globus slimeus isn't in a sample, right now I'm going to do away with it just for clarity's sake. So sample 4, sample 6, sample 3, they're all gone. Now I have just the samples that include Globus slimeus. From there, I want to start to put them in order. So let me start moving some stuff around here. Sample 2, again, is my starting point. So I know that's where I need to start. From here, I want to identify all of the Globus slimeus in order. So if I take a look here, sample 1 has more Globus slimeus samples in it, but it also has the addition of Microbius hairiness. Just because that's added in, it shouldn't throw you off, but it is a new addition to the environment. In sample 5, which I'm going to go ahead and put as my third sample here, in sample 5, now I have the addition also of Fungus amongus. With Fungus amongus, the reason it separates itself out from sample 1 is, again, new organisms have been introduced into my environment. This pattern will continue throughout the other samples as you begin to order them and get them all organized in terms of how they go. This is just the first 3. You've still got 6 more to go. Once all your fossil sample cards are in order, the next thing to do would be to fill in this chart naming all of the fossil organisms. You're going to want to start here in the order of samples and listing each one of the cards as they see. Obviously, I've already started with sample 2, so here I'm going to include now my next card, which was sample 1. From there, I'll include sample 5 as well, which was my next card. So I had all 3 of those cards. And also, too, Globus slimeus shows up in all 3 of those cards. So I'm going to put an X in each one of those boxes to indicate that he was there, or she, however. Also, too, as I go through here, I'm going to want to include as well the other organisms. So I'm going to go ahead and put in Microbius. Obviously, it's not going to spell it right. Hairiness. I think I spelled that right. And that one is going to show up in sample 1 and sample 5. If you've gone ahead and done it correctly, it should show up in the next one, which is sample 7 as well too. I also, on my cards, had fungus. Oops, my fault there. Among Us. And that one showed up in just sample 7. And again, it'll continue on through as well too. But that's again how you're going to fill in your chart. You'll continue to fill that chart in all the way across the page as well too, and answering questions 1 and 2 on the questions below this chart. The last chart of this lab, I'm going to take all of these fossil ages, which the MYA stands for million years ago, and begin to put them also in order from oldest to youngest. And so it starts with 30.2 million years ago, continues, the next one would be 28.5 million years ago, and the third one I'll do would be 26.3 million years ago. And from here, I want to take the contents of each sample. So this first one, which was represented with sample number 2, card number 2, that now is 30.2 million years ago. So I want to make sure I put in the contents of that, and we can go ahead and abbreviate for Globius slimeus and just put G slimus. In my second content, though, I had more than just G slimus. And so I want to make sure I put all of those, and I also had M hairy Nesis. And the third one, I'm going to go ahead and cheat this. Third one, I had those as well too, but also introduced F. amungius as well too. So each time now, I'm going to be taking the age of that sample and putting a date along with what samples they are. This chart will help you in creating the timeline for the next project. Stay tuned to the next video. You'll see that timeline posted soon.